Hey, you guys, it's Denise Walsh here, and today I'm going to share with you a bit about my story of how I experienced restlessness several times in my life and what I did about it. But I also want to hear about you because my guess is that there's been times in your life where you were like, this isn't it. I'm ready for something else. I'm ready for something new. And the question is what do you do in those situations? And so let me go ahead and share this into some groups here. And we'll go ahead and get started. So if you're listening live, I'd love to hear who is here. So comment below, share your name, where you're from. If you're listening to the replay, please put hashtag replay. Be sure to like and comment. That certainly helps the algorithm push this out to anybody else who's in a pivot and feeling stuck and ready to do something new. So I have had several times in my life where I felt what I would call the spirit of restlessness. This is when what I was doing no longer felt in alignment for me. It didn't feel congruent. It felt like I was off. You know what I mean? Have you ever felt that where you're just off, where you are going through the motions, but you're not actually interested in it or feeling the vibes? Like it's not it, you know? And I think if you know what it feels like to love what you're doing and be in alignment, then you also know what it feels like to not be in alignment. And so let's talk about both of those things. When you're in alignment, I call it the dream life pathway alignment. You know what you want, you believe it's possible, you know how to go get it. You're taking daily steps. You know that what you're doing is utilizing your gifts and talents and impacting the people around you and making money for your family. Like it all feels good. You believe in what you're doing. You're seeing a financial benefit, meaning like we're business owners. We're doing our career because we're not just volunteers, right? We want to make money and we want to live a life that can sustain that. And so when we're in dream life pathway alignment, we have clarity about what it is we want and the impact we want to make. Our skill set is being utilized. We know that we're making an impact. We feel good about what we're doing, and we know what to do on a daily basis in order to keep going. I think the incongruency or that offness can feel like, number one, we don't really know what we want. We don't really know if it's impacting people or it's having the ripple effect or the impact that we want it to have. We don't really believe that progress is possible. I know when I was a clinical psychologist, there really was no ladder to climb. Like I could be the best therapist in the office, but in the structure I was in, I wasn't going to make more money. Like the salary is the salary, right? And sometimes when you're the best at what you do, you get more work or you get the more complex cases and things. And so it's not always great. So when you're out of alignment, you aren't clear on what you want. You are feeling like you're uh, like second guessing everything. So you're kind of in your head a lot. Like, should I do this? I don't know. And then maybe you take action, but then you second guess it. And so it can feel really confusing. You don't believe that it's possible, or it doesn't align with your impact, the impact that you want to make, and you don't really know how to go create it. So you're out of alignment here. And so when I was in my clinical psychology job, I was out of alignment. I was at this place where I thought, I know I want to make an impact, and I know it's possible to make an impact because I felt the impact at camp. I felt the impact at other jobs that I had had. I felt like I knew what it was like to love what I was doing, and this wasn't it. I also felt this way when I was stepping out of network marketing. I had a thriving team, but I felt like, you know what? I hit the top of the top. There's no other place for me to go. And I'm a growth focused person. Like I need to keep growing. And so if you're telling me that this is the cap, like, I don't know, guys, I'm out of here. And so there was this incongruency that happened where it was like this, I don't really know what to do next. And there was no next step. And I didn't quite believe in it anymore. And so it came into this like out of alignment situation. And so I don't know about you, but I've had several moments like this in my life where I felt out of alignment, where my gut was clenched, where my heart was racing, I was anxious, and I knew that I had to make a change. I knew it because I don't want to stay like this anymore, right? I don't want to stay wound up and anxious. I don't want to stay insecure. I don't want to stay lacking confidence. I didn't want to stay there. So I had some choices to make. Do I figure out a way to like it here, even though I don't really like it? Or do I find a way to take steps towards my spark? And this is where the Dream Life Pathway comes in. And this is where 90 Day U-Turn comes in, because the exercises I teach within 90 Day U-Turn are the same exercises that I've had to use multiple times to like figure my stuff out, because I think most people don't pivot quickly. We're usually not like, oh, I don't really like it here anymore. Let's do something else. Like most of the time, it takes it's like a season of saying, all right, this isn't impacting me anymore. This isn't fulfilling me. I'm not making the impact. I'm a robot here. Like, how can I make the change? And what do I really want? And it's a season. For me, it's been a few years of pulling back, figuring it out, and then going forward. And so my program, 90 Day U-Turn, is geared to help people who feel stuck, who continue to self-sabotage, who are spinning their wheels, who are out of alignment. They don't really know what they want, or they don't really know how to go create it. And there's like in this like incongruent space. Maybe they even have had some hurts and some betrayals. Like, dude, guys, leaders need to be led. Like, there's some hurt that happens when you're an entrepreneur or you're in the corporate world and you have these big dreams and these hopes, and then maybe they've been dashed or you're disappointed again and again. Like, there's some stuff that we got to talk about, that we got to work through, because you probably aren't going to catapult to your next level until you do. And so in my 12-week program, 90 Day U-Turn, I talk through all of that. We give our soul a big, deep breath and we say, all right, let's listen to ourselves. Let's ask ourselves these important questions. Let's create the space to say, all right, what do I really want my life to look like? Like, what are my priorities? Do I believe that it's possible? Like, have I been so hurt and discouraged in life that I don't even believe that these things could happen for me, only for those lucky people? Like, maybe that's the case and we get to work through that. Or maybe there's some things that have happened that are keeping you stuck 3 steps behind. As they say, anxiety is fear of the future. Depression is depression is a focus on the past, and we want to focus on the present. So we want to heal through those emotional strings that are holding us back, even if you don't think they're related. And then for feet, do you have a plan? Do you have a strategy? You're going to hear me talk about it so much. Like, what's your strategy? What's your strategy? What is your drinking water strategy? What is your lead generation strategy? What's your strategy? Because we can't just say we want something. We got to put our feet to it and actually walk things through. And so for those of you that are in that pivot point right now, I was talking to a lady this weekend who's like, my corporate job's fine, but I'm a bit bored and I'm not making the impact that I want to make. Like, what do I do next? Or maybe you are in leadership and you're like, leaders need to be led. Like, I need to learn these skills so that I can then take it back to my team. I need a place where I can grow and a container where I can grow. That's what 90 Day U-Turn is all about. And the doors are currently open. We close in just a few days. We start September 25th for those that are wanting to level up themselves, heal through the Dream Life Pathway, overcome self-sabotage, and rewire your subconscious thinking so you snap back to to a new normal. And that's what people are doing. And they're doing it within just a few weeks of getting started. And it's possible for you too. So if you're interested in getting started with 90 Day U-Turn, comment my turn below and I'll get you all of the details. We'd love to work with you over the next 12 weeks. And I know that whatever pivot or whatever hurt or whatever struggle you're experiencing right now, this group of positive, goal-focused ladies will support you in breaking through it. So have an awesome, awesome day, you guys. I look forward to working with you in the future, and I'll see you next time.